Big poppin', money in the bank, coming, dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me big poppin'. Money in the bank, coming, dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me what the topic.
What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the bar, and this is your late night, pour up. Boop. What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to the bar. This is your late night pour up with your girl, that girl Henny. And yes, I am becoming your fave doc tender. Now, before I get into this, let me just let y'all know. As I was ending the live earlier, I got hit with some hot Henny. Some more bad news for old three-finger duty shooter PP Liquor. And no, we're not going to make every video about him, but I mean, got some more Henny. And the YSL lawyer that turned co-conspirator. Child, we gonna read her docs. We gonna read this because, baby, you got to hear about what she was doing down there at the trial, baby. Clearing my throat. and Diddy and Young Miami. Now we spin the block. We're going through all the old court docs that we did already, and I was like, we got to spin the block on Diddy and Young Miami. Okay, now if you've been at the bar for a while, then you know that I have talked to y'all about Diddy and Young Miami stealing act bad. Do y'all remember that? Henny glasses in the chat if y'all remember the video of me bringing y'all the lawsuit that was brought against Diddy and Carisha, please, for stealing act bad. Let me take y'all down a little memory lane. And for those of y'all who wasn't here when we did it, it's in the Henny files, and I could play it. Y'all want me to play it? I ain't gonna play it. I'm gonna just tell y'all, okay? If you ain't seen it, then you ain't seen it. You're gonna have to see it after this. Now, what had happened was when Diddy and Carisha was trying to do act bad, there was somebody who was already using that for merch and different types of things, right? And it turns out that this guy, he was an inmate in New York. He was in a New York State correctional facility, and Diddy and Carisha had reached out to him before going to use act bad, and they ditched him on a deal. Now, if you don't remember the case, let me tell you the moment that you should remember, because that was the moment when old boy walked up on her and handed her papers and was like, Carisha, such and such, you've been served. That's what she was served with, okay? So I have a follow-up on that case as well, and I just don't know where to start right now with all of this hot Henny, because it's been going down. It's been going down. Now, shout out to all of y'all who were here earlier for the early morning live. I do know that that's usually around my time, so I'm kind of like trying to get in the algorithm in the evening around this time. This is my time. This is my time. That's why it's called Late Night at the Bar. And I do it at 10 p.m. because that's a decent time for everybody. Because if I do it at midnight, everybody ain't up. Ba-doom boom. Anyway, so let me go ahead and let me get my screen, situated and get my documents up here the way I need my documents. And I do think that while we wait for people to tra-la-la-la-la up in here, I think we should start with the YSL lawyer. Yeah? Y'all want to start with the YSL lawyer? We're going to start with the YSL lawyer because, baby, how do you go from a defense attorney to being the co-conspirator? Now, if you've heard this already, then, I'm excited because I've read it and I just didn't cover it because I was in my fields with freaking YouTube. Oh, before we get into that, let me just go ahead because I made a post last night and I didn't follow through with it being talked about on my next live. So this is going to be a PSA for all content creators out there, okay? The vertical live on YouTube, don't use it. It will definitely 86 your channel. It will. You are not going to be paid as you would be paid for a regular horizontal live. You are not going to get the views when you come back to horizontal lives the way that you would normally get the views. You're going to have to work 10 times hard to get those views back up. And YouTube is going to pay you like they pay for shorts, which is pennies. Okay. You can go viral with a short video and it's only, you could get like 100,000 views and you may only see $20. I'm just saying, I'm being dramatic, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you won't see the money that you would see as where you would see that on a regular horizontal live. And then YouTube is not going to be pushing you in the algorithm the way that they normally push you in the algorithm, because they're going to be pushing you into the short content. So it's that. And then also you got to try to figure out your formula. It's a lot of work that you're going to have to do to bring your page back. So do not go vertical live. There is my good deed for the day. Now, here we are with this YSL. Now, baby, we all know that this case was a mess, but I will say Woody made it interesting. Okay, I'm not even going to hold you. Woody made this case interesting for everybody, all right? But we're talking about the state of Georgia versus Nicole Paige Fegan, Tenquarious Mender, which is the YSL member that she was representing, and Brittany Terrica Parks. Now, baby, what is the state of Georgia after them for? Okay, well, in the Fulton County Superior Court, they said violation of Street Terrorism and Prevention Act, the OCGA, unlawful for person to cause / encourage / solicit / recruit another to become criminal street okay, trafficking in methamphetamines. Yes, methamphetamines, y'all. Possession of a Schedule II controlled substance with intent to distribute. Possession of Mary Jane, less than 1 ounce. Obtain, procure, give inmate prohibited item without authorization. So let me just ask this question. All right, there's an authorization form that you got to fill out to be able to give an inmate some methamphetamines and stuff. I'm just asking. Y'all know I got to be funny with it when I give y'all this news, because this right here. All right. Obtain, procure, give inmate prohibited item without authorization. Unauthorized possession of prohibited item by inmate. Unauthorized possession of prohibited item by inmate. That's twice on there, okay? Because I had to look twice. That's 3 times on there. Yeah. And then possession of Schedule II controlled substance with intent to distribute. Another one. Unauthorized possession of prohibited item by the inmate, and another unauthorized possession of prohibited item by inmate. Okay, so that's on Jesus. It goes down. It's 22 counts, y'all. You're going down. Unauthorized possession by inmate, unauthorized possession by an inmate, and another obtain, procure, give inmate prohibited item without authorization, violation of the Street Terrorism and Prevention Act, conspiracy to obtain, procure, give inmate prohibited item without authorization, conspiracy to obtain, procure, give inmate prohibited item without authorization, violation of the Street Terrorism Prevention, and criminal solicitation. Hey, Nunu from LA. This already went to the grand jury, y'all. In the name and behalf of citizens of Georgia, do charge and accuse Tenquarious Mender with the offense of violation of street terrorism and prevention for said accused in the county of Fulton, state of Georgia, on the 17th day of April 2023. You guys did unlawfully while associated with criminal street gang. Well, there I said it. Okay. To wit, Young Slime Life participated in criminal gang activity through the commission of at least one offense enumerated in the paragraph. Okay, so now let's go down here. So okay, count 2 of 22, and the grand jury said in the name and behalf of the citizens of Georgia, do charge and accuse Nicole Paige Fegan and Brittany Terrica Parks with the offenses of unlawful for person to cause, engage, encourage, solicit, recruit, coerce another to become a criminal street gang. For the said accusation, in the county of Fulton and state of Georgia, on the 17th day of April 2023, did unlawfully cause Tenquarious Mender, a YSL gang member, to participate in at least one of the following criminal gang activities as alleged in counts 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 11, to wit, trafficking in methamphetamines, possession of Schedule II controlled substances with intent to distribute, possession of Mary Jane less than 1 ounce, and unauthorized possession of prohibited items by inmate by procuring for Tenquarious Mender, an inmate of Fulton County Jail, and a place of incarceration, illegal drugs, to wit, methamphetamine, oxycodone, and Mary Jane. Yes, Harlem Romeo, YSL lawyer is busted and disgusted. Okay, and now here we go into count 3, y'all. All right, so the grand jury says that Nicole Fegan, Tenquarious Mender, and Brittany Parks, they're hit with the offense of trafficking in methamphetamines for said accused in the county of Fulton. Okay, and it was on the 17th day of April 2023 that they did unlawfully and knowingly possess 28 grams or more, but less than 200 grams of mixture containing methamphetamine as described in Schedule 2 of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act. The lawyer is trafficking with her client. Now, in count 4, Nicole, Tenquarious, and Brittany, okay, are charged with possession of the Schedule II substance, controlled substance with intent to distribute. And it says that, again, April 17th, yada, 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 did unlawfully possess with the intent to distribute oxycodone, a controlled substance in Schedule 2. Okay, and then in count 5, it says that unlawfully they had under their possession or control less than 1 ounce of Mary Jane. Then it goes on in count 6 to say that it names Nicole and Brittany, okay, as the ones who committed the offense of obtaining, procuring, giving an inmate prohibited items. And it says that they did unlawfully give Tenquarious Mender, an inmate of Fulton County Jail, a place of incarceration, methamphetamine, an illegal drug, without authorization from the person responsible for the management and operation of the facility or such person's designee. They gave him the lawyer is trafficking, y'all. You, the lawyer, trying to get him off, and you doing criminal acts. Y'all going down, baby, underneath the jail. Y'all going under. You're going down under. Hey, thank you, Nunu, for that super chat. She said, thank you for all you do. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all of you. Baby. Okay, now we down in count 7. All right. And in count 7, they're saying that Nicole and Brittany, okay, they unlawfully gave Tenquarious Mender, the inmate, oxycodone. Okay, this is what they're saying. They're running all the counts down. Methamphetamine, Tenquarious, he possessed it. Tenquarious was in possession of the oxycodone. Tenquarious was in possession of the Mary Jane. She about to lose her license. Hit this dance. She about to lose her license. What? I'm sorry. Yes, Nunu. Yes, hey, everybody coming in. Hit that like button on the way in. Then they're saying that Tenquarious was in possession of the Schedule 2. Tenquarious was in possession of they charged him with the oxycodone again. Okay, now it's saying that Tenquarious did unlawfully possess weapons. How he get weapons? Right here. unauthorized possession of a prohibited item by an inmate on the 15th day of April. The inmate did unlawfully possess weapons. Is this his shank? Did they sneak something into him, Jesus? Yes, Xavier in the jail. In the jail. Tenquarious Mender, unauthorized possession of $740 in U.S. currency. Said accused being an inmate in Fulton County. You not allowed to have no cash when you in jail. Then it says Tenquarious was in possession of a telecommunications device, to wit, Apple AirPods. You got a cell phone and AirPods in prison? And they're saying that Nicole, on the 23rd day of July 2020, okay? On the 23rd day of July, between the 23rd day of July 2020 and the 15th day of April, said exact date being unknown to the grand jurors, did unlawfully give Tenquarious, an inmate of Fulton County Jail, Apple AirPods. Girl. Okay. Tenquarious was in violation of the street gang terrorism prevention, and they said on the 24th day of March 2023, did while an inmate in the county jail, a state facility used for the purposes of incarcerating criminals, unlawfully solicit Brittany Terica Parks to participate in criminal gang activity, to which procure, give inmate prohibited item without authorization. In that said, defendant did instruct Brittany Terica Parks to send Nicole Paige Fegan $1,000 and then have Nicole Paige Fegan bring it to him. He done had the girl Brittany send $1,000 to his lawyer and then had the lawyer bring the $1,000 cash in. Now, everybody be looking at the inmates when we be talking about how stuff gets in there, but sometimes it be the damn lawyers, because they don't really be checking the lawyers. They do not be really checking the lawyers, okay? And then they got Brittany for what? Conspiracy to obtain the $1,000, because she got it, okay? And they're saying that they were holding her without authorization. Okay. Brittany did an overt act in effect to obtain the currency to which did cash app. So Nicole cash app this $1,000 to Nicole, and Brittany cash apped it to Nicole, and Nicole brought it in there to Tenquarious. Now, on the 10th day of March 2023, they're saying that Nicole and Brittany conspired with Tenquarious to manage and operate or facilitate or such person's designee, and Nicole did an overt act to affect the object of the conspiracy by messaging Brittany and saying, Mender said he needs $150 if you could cash app it to me, and then gave her cash app, child. To which Brittany Parks responded, okay, and sent the money. Baby, see, this is why I don't be wanting to use my stuff to do nothing for nobody. Then it says, Nicole Paige Fegan in violation of the Street Gangs Act. Now the lawyer is being violated of the Street Gangs Act. Jesus, take the wheel. What are we talking about? On the 24th day of March 2023, did unlawfully solicit Nathan Benford, a fugitive in a gang murder case, to commit criminal gang activity through the commission of the offense of tampering with evidence as alleged in count 22. Now we're getting down to count 22. All right. Nicole, with the offense of criminal solicitation on the 23rd day of March 2023, did unlawfully solicit Nathan Benford, a 4PF gang member that was a fugitive in a 4PF gang murder case, to get rid of his phone with the intent to obstruct the prosecution of Quincy Pinky. The lawyer told him to get rid of his phone. Anyway. Direct indictment. This is the request for a warrant. Okay. Charges of history. This is what the lawyer is now going down for. The possession of marijuana less than an ounce, unlawful for person to cause, encourage, or incite to become another to become criminal street gang. So they're saying that she was charged with trying to get somebody to be a street gang. Now it says on here on this paper that there's no arrest on the charge. She has not been arrested as of yet. But look at. All of this is her. All of this is her. All of it is her. She has not been arrested as of yet. Look at this page. Look, we 4 pages in. 4 pages in. And they ain't changed the name yet. They didn't change the name yet. This is all hers. She's going down. Do you hear me? She's going all the way down for this. Now, what in the world would ever possess a lawyer? You put all that time into studying to become a lawyer. You practice to pass the bar, only for you to end up on a 22 count. Grand jury indictment? Yeah, this is the indictment. And for what? Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to ask the question that ain't nobody else asking. Y'all think she was smashing that boy? Any glasses in the chat if y'all think that her and that boy was smashing, or maybe that they smashed on some type of visit, because they don't be listening in on the attorney clients, because attorney-client privilege. So, hey, Smoked Out. So I think during one of them visits, they had to smash, because ain't no way I'm going to get a 22 count indictment. Baby, she was passing the meth, the oxys, the Mary Jane, and a weapon. Don't forget there was a weapon up in there, giving him cash money, a cell phone, Apple AirPods, and then coercing other people to send the money through a cash app, then telling somebody to get rid of a phone to obstruct justice in a whole other case. Baby, he had to have taken her in that attorney-client room in that county jail and bent that ass over. Okay? I don't see no other way. Okay. Because she can't go up there on the floor. Oh, Xavier said they was smashing beforehand. Girl, I didn't even think about that one. You right. Now, if you don't know what the lawyer looks like, that's the lawyer that's on the thumbnail, guys. That's that lawyer. Ciao. Anyway, I'm going to keep an eye on this, but she going down. She going down, baby. Yo, straight in a Range Rover. All right, now, the next one that I want to get into, because I'm going to make y'all wait for Wack. Wack will be after this one, okay? So, y'all remember when I told y'all, I was telling y'all earlier about the guy who was in jail who owned Act Bad, and Carisha and Diddy stole Act Bad from him, and he sat in that jail and typed up his own paperwork, okay? Well, it turns out that this was filed on June 24th, 2025. Now, don't shoot the messenger, because, baby, I was in New York covering the Diddy trial, so I wasn't keeping up with none of this stuff. But, and this is why y'all getting all these court docs now, okay? So, his name was Charles Kenyatta Jr., all right? Now, he took Diddy's name off of this. So, I don't know if he and Diddy settled this out of court or what, but him and Carisha was handling business, okay? Because it says, Okay, so he addressed the district judge, right? And he says, it having been reported to this court that the parties have settled this action, it is hereby ordered that this matter be discontinued with prejudice, but without cost, provided, however, that within 30 days of the date of this order, counsel for the plaintiff may apply by letter for restoration of the action to calendar of the undersigned, in which event the action will be restored. So it has been discontinued. Any application to reopen must be filed within 30 days. So I don't know what happened, because remember, he's incarcerated. And this was signed by a United States district judge, baby. He went federal with this, okay? Carisha was this close to catching her a federal indictment for stealing that man's stuff. You know why? Because this had to do with trademarking. That man had that trademark application in way before them. Carisha started using it. Diddy and them done did a whole song and a video, Act Bad and all of that, without his permission, and that was his business. Child. Now, I don't know if this young man ended up losing communication with his lawyer and not being able to follow through with his suit, because you know he is incarcerated. So he could have been moved around. He could have been locked down, because you know lockdowns happen spontaneously and ain't no telling when a lockdown will be lifted. But yeah. So I don't know what happened with that, but it looks like this case has been discontinued. But we gonna keep an eye on it just to see if they reopen this case or not. Okay. Now this is gonna be a quick one for y'all. Maybe. And I'm back on Wack's neck, what little bit of neck he got left. Now, Novin and Novin LLP is a lawyer's firm, okay? Novin and Novin LLP in California, a limited liability partnership versus Cash Jones. Breach of written contract, common count, goods and services rendered, account stated, and quantum merit, unjust enrichment. Now, just what exactly did old Duty Shooter do, baby? Let me get comfortable and let me put my glasses on, because we about to read it. What did Three-Finger Duty Shooter do now? Plaintiff is, and at all times relevant, herein mentioned was a liability partnership organized under the laws of the state of California with the principal place of business within the county of Los Angeles. Each plaintiff's member is an attorney at law, duly admitted in practicing law in the state of California. Plaintiff is a law firm that is, and at all times, herein mentioned was practicing law at its offices, and then they give the address to where they was. Plaintiff is informed and does believe, and on such information, belief alleges that defendant Cash Jones is, and at all times was, an individual citizen of the state of California. Okay. Now, I want to, okay. All right. Jurisdiction exists. Okay. Venue is proper. So now let's get here. Plaintiff is ignorant of the true names and capacities, whether individuals, partnerships, corporate associations, or otherwise, of the defendant does 1 through 10. Okay. Plaintiff is informed and believes, and on that base alleges that at all times relevant, defendant Cash Jones were acting as the agent, servant, employee, partner, and or joint venture of each other. Cash Jones maintains such unity of interest that separate personalities of each defendant no longer exists. In doing so, in doing the wrongful acts alleged herein, each defendant was acting in full course and scope of such agency, employment, partnership, or joint venture. Okay. Now, breach of written contract by plaintiff against the defendant. Plaintiff hereby refers to the incorporates, all right? And it says on or about January 28th of 2021, plaintiff, a law firm, entered into an hourly based written retainer agreement with defendants to perform legal services in connection with an initial matter. In entering into the agreement, defendant agreed to pay the plaintiff's attorney fees. based upon plaintiff's hourly rate as set forth in the agreement. Moreover, defendant further enlisted the legal services from plaintiff in connection with a second matter, Priscilla Rainey versus Jason Terrell Taylor. Basically, all that I said is in January 28th of 2021, Wack and the game, or him working as in the employment of the game, hired this law firm to represent him in the Priscilla Rainey case. Okay. Now, because of plaintiff's pre-existing attorney-client relationship with the defendants, and because defendants agreed they would be responsible to advance and or pay all necessary costs and expenses at time incident to the representation of defendants in the matter, and to reimburse the plaintiff upon defendant's receipt of a statement for as much of said costs and fees as are paid for or incurred by the plaintiff on the defendant's behalf. So he agreed that he was going to pay the lawyers back for any expenses that they incurred while they were defending the game. Okay. After the defendants enlisted the plaintiff for legal assistance in the matter, plaintiff performed significant work on the defendant's behalf. All of his work was performed at the defendant's express direction and or with their expressed approval, and was performed based on the defendant's repeated expressed assurances of payment. So they continue to work hard and diligently on this paperwork, taking a gentleman's word and saying, hey, I'm gonna pay you. Just go ahead and get it done. We got you. We got you. The lawyers have performed all acts, services, and conditions required by the agreements, as well as the matter to be performed in his court. They did all of their duty. Okay. And in rendering the service, the plaintiff expended time for legal services rendered. And basically what they're saying is there is a balance of $144,637.71 for their time and for all of the things that they did. Okay. For common goods and services, it says, they basically they're going after the entities for accounts stated by the plaintiff and all defendants. All right. On a monthly basis from approximately October of 2021, one account was stated in a writing by and between plaintiff and defendants with the current balance of $144,637.71. So basically, they gave him a receipt of the payment, right? The plaintiff has made demands on defendants for payment of all of the balances due, but neither the whole nor any part of such sums has been paid, such that they are now due, owing and unpaid from defendant to plaintiff, and then they repeat the sums, okay, at each rate of 10% per annum as of September 8th of 2023. So this little $144,637.71 is accruing interest, okay, as it goes on. Defendants became indebted to the plaintiff's service performed by the plaintiff, for which defendant promised to pay the reasonable value thereof, okay? And so it goes on to say in the fifth cause of action that from about October of 2021, the plaintiff has rendered the defendants certain services. Basically, they perform certain services for the game and for Wack, or for the game on behalf of Wack, promising to pay for all of this. And now they want their money. Okay, they want their money, and they are coming for him, and they ain't even really mentioning the game as the person they're going after. They are going after Cash Jones, an individual, and Doe's 1 through 10 inclusively. Okay, meaning all together. So once again, I keep telling y'all Wack don't pay his bills, and he don't, and won't, and so because of that, he finds himself in this sticky situation yet again. And it looks like, even though he may have thought he screwed the game, it looks like he screwed himself, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because at the end of the day, these lawyers are coming for him. And I am quite sure that these lawyers are not about to play with Wack. They're not about to play with him. Let me come over here and let me see what y'all is talking about. What is y'all talking about? Hey, Real Rap Show. Just caught back up. I'ma behave, but this ish is funny. You don't have to behave, girl. It's the late night at the bar. Okay. I'm trying to crack into this late night algorithm over here. Okay. Oh my God. What have I just walked into? What you mean, girl? I don't know what part of the video you in on. Gangland Champ was popping. Anybody swindle a church, deaf, don't pay their bills. He better stop spending. Listen, I've got y'all know I've been doing this Wack shit for a very long time. Okay. I have when he swindled the church. Okay. I have when he bullied somebody. I have the Ricos, which, by the way, there hasn't been any movement on the Jared Milgram Rico or the Jaron Harrison Rico. I already checked both of them. Ain't been no movement as of yet. Okay. But y'all know I have been foot on neck, foot on gas on him. And yes, I agree. Anybody that will defraud a church, you can't trust them. And these lawyers finna dry him out. These lawyers are not everyday people. And they're not people that you actually want to play with because they're going to bury him. They're going to bury him in paperwork, y'all. This is diabolical work. But y'all know I don't have a problem coming up here and exposing the exposer because it's still ETE regardless. But I don't know if I want to do it tonight because there's not a lot of people that's in the live right now. But I was thinking of dropping the link so you guys can come up and ask me your questions about the Diddy trial. Because remember, I told y'all that I would allow y'all to ask me questions as long as it wasn't about other content creators. Y'all can ask me things like what it was like in the court, what it was like outside, what was the most. Y'all can ask me those type of questions. So if that's something that you guys are interested in doing, drop your Henny glasses in the chat and then I will drop the link. Because if you guys are not interested in that, baby, I will end this live. Y'all know me. I ain't finna stay up here. Oh, Real Rap. You still in here? Probably not. He probably went. He be busy. But I don't think he got money like that. He broke. All the people that mess with Krishan are broke. Xavier, go to bed. You're cut off. You're cut off from the bar. Okay, so you guys don't want to do the Q&A. All right, so we won't stay on. I will go ahead and I will get off because, you know, I'm tired. I didn't take my nap today. Oh, let me say this. The sisters are feuding, and I'm staying out. I'm just going to be honest. But it's sad. Anyway. Kristen, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means you want to come up here and ask a question. Hello, Henny. I will watch your replay. Everyone in the chat. Good night. Good night, Queen Grandma Rocks. I heard that. What you heard? Just said I'm not getting in that because I'm trying to get them to not get me to talk about it. She gonna say we wrestle not against the flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rules of darkness of the world, against spiritual wickedness and high places. Ephesians 6:12. Amen. The word has been read at the bar, honey. I'm not getting in that. And I'm gonna tell y'all like this. Go follow Karletta. Because Karletta is about to go nuclear. And I'm being good for once. I just said I ain't getting Diddy. I ain't getting Diddy. I'm staying to the side. There's a lot I want to say, but I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna behave myself. Karletta, you want me to drop the link, Karletta? See, right now, if you drop Henny glasses in the chat, then that means that you want me to drop the link. And you plan on coming up here if you put them Henny glasses in the chat. So if you don't mean that, don't put the Henny glasses in the chat right now. Because if I drop the link, Xavier said she dropped the link. Okay. Nunu dropped All right, I'm gonna let y'all come up here. Please behave yourselves, even though it's on the late night. I got my eye patches and face mask on. I ain't coming up. Wait a minute. Y'all telling Karletta, see, I just told you I'm trying to be good, okay? I'm trying to be good. You coming up, Karletta? She might have left. She might not be in here. Or she might not even be ready to come up. Well, I take back that good night. You take it back to good night. They not gonna be good, Miss Pammy. I know they not gonna be good. Karletta, you coming up or no? I think she left. I think she left. I don't know who is the blood sucking mosquito. Oh shit, Big Let that came up here. I done cussed it everything. Oh shit, I'm trying to be good. I want to be good.
I'm gonna be good too because I'm finna go to bed. I done ate good. I done talked enough junk for the day. But I did have a Diddy question.
Uh-oh, okay.
So sitting in that lobby or sitting in that courtroom and listening to all the horror stories, how were you able to turn it off at night when you went home?
I spent time away from the courthouse. I would go live, dump everything that was in my head on the live, and
Mm-hmm.
then spend some time just outside for a little bit, just trying to clear my head because that was a lot to take in spiritually. And in all honesty, even that wasn't enough because I was still tired. When I got here, yeah.
So with that being said, as just a spectator, how do you think the jurors are managing life now? Just
I
out of your
think
personal opinion.
I think they're still reeling from it. I think they are because a lot of the content creators are even saying that we're spent trying to get back to normal. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The day that I went up there into that main courtroom, that energy up there was thick and it was heavy and it was all
Mm-hmm.
encompassing. And he did this thing when he would come out, he would do his hearts to the crowd and all of that, people sitting in the courtroom, and he would look around and survey the room to see who was there. And he caught me, eye contact, and it sent a surge in my body that made me uncomfortable and not want to be up in that main courtroom ever again.
Ooh. Yeah, I was just wondering how they are managing it because just like some of the stuff that I listened to you and a couple other content creators that were posting, details of what happened and what
Mm-hmm.
was being said, and I had to like tune out because I was like, this is triggering. Like, and I
Well,
just like I don't, huh?
if you remember, there were days that I would come out the courtroom and I'd be like, I don't even want to talk about it.
Right, right. And I'm like, but this is your job.
I
You gotta
know.
tell us.
I
Yeah.
know.
So yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was it was a lot to take in, but you know what? In all honesty, going from that into everything that's being exposed, like you just had Cash Out and his mom convicted of RICO sex trafficking. So I'm like, what the hell? Kanye caught a case with one of his prior assistances for some similar behavior. You got this Epstein stuff running wild and rampant, and it's just like, damn, is this really what this undertone that we've never really seen is about? Not so much with Cash Out, but I'm just saying, is this the undertone of what this world has been operating under with the perverse stuff? Because this
And
is
the thing about it is, I think it's always been that way, but it got worse during COVID.
mm-hmm.
It really got worse because then it was like people were really trying to make ends meet because our nation was struggling
Yeah,
financially. So I think COVID brought a lot more of it to the forefront, and a lot more people started doing it. But I think the Diddy case has made a lot more people victims realize that they were victims. They
yeah,
probably thought that they weren't victims before that, but this
right.
case has made them realize victims. So earlier when you guys were talking about 50 Cent and his baby mama, and I
Uh-huh.
had asked a question while I was in the DMV, but I really couldn't really go into details. I
Right.
asked, you think that she did it out of love, fear, or greed?
Mhm.
And I think this is just my personal opinion. I think it originally started out of love and it continued out of fear and out of greed. I think all
That's
three were involved, but I think she
mhm.
went through all of the emotions before she. So now she's feeling the need to talk about it because I think that Cassie coming out, whether we agree with everything that transpired, whether we want to say she was a willing participant or whatever, we all have our own opinion about that. I think that
Right.
it's making a lot of people realize that some people are loved bombed and coerced because they're looking
Right.
for love and attention that they never received. And I think that that's what did that Cassie, was doing. I think that everybody that came in contact with him was doing, but I also think that that's what 50 Cent baby mama is doing right now. Reason why
I
she
don't
came out
think
with
so,
that story.
only because she was throwing shots at the other baby mama. Like this was the opportunity to take shots at on a massive scale towards her. Because if I would have played the whole first video, that's pretty much what it kept resorting back to. And then even towards the end, when they were getting ready to get off, because she could only be on for an hour. So they were coming up on the hour, and she was like, "Oh, we didn't get to talk about Daphne." Like she wanted to talk about her, and really put her out there. So I'm like, I don't know where this is all stemming from, like, because it gives off you want to dig, you want to take that dig. You know what I'm saying? And it's obvious that there was a
Mhm.
rivalry there between them. And I'm not saying this to judge or anything, because you've got somebody who was there with this man from the bottom, and now here comes this new girl coming in enjoying the life that I should be living. But I'm not going to defend you when he's done what you're accusing him of doing to me. I'm not going to do that to you, because I feel like you've been taking digs at me. And it's just
Mhm.
like it gave kind of like, this is my moment to drag. My baby daddy's dragging, I'm going to drag too, and he going to let me. But he showed you can't say not a damn word. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Like right now, maybe when she was in it, but right now it's not really giving me that either. Maybe she's trying to take some of her power back, but the problem is you signed away the right to take your power back. When you gave him your life rights, your image, your voice, your likeness, the man can make up a story about her and she can't even sue him.
But that's what I'm saying. I think that hurt people, and I don't think that she was
Mhm.
real unhealed people hurt people. I don't
Yes, ma'am.
think that she really realized that she was hurt as she was
Mhm.
until like things started, more and more things came out. But the way he shut her down was, God, that motherfucker's a genius.
I'm trying to tell you, because I'm like, damn, he set you up from way back when. How old is that movie? He set you up from way back then. Now you can't say nothing. And then, but you know what? When we played that video of him interviewing with Charlemagne the God, and he was talking about how he was warning her, the child support's about to run out. And she wouldn't get a job and she didn't do anything. You became complacent to things. So I think he's at a point with her now where it's like, you're going to get what you get. And that's where she's at, and she don't like it. He has a relationship with his younger son. He explained that to us too, that it goes through the aunt, but he's still allowed to be a part of his son's life. And it sounds to me like maybe that son, the older son, was around, but at some point he probably wasn't around anymore. I don't know. It's
So
just a lot
this
of
is my thoughts on that. As a father, I just feel that it's so unfair to the kids that if he knew at any point in time throughout that boy's life that that mom was tarnishing the father's image, I feel like he should have did more. Like, I feel like he owed a responsibility to make sure that his son, like, if you see that she's misappropriating funds and your son is not being raised up the right way, at what point do you not step in? Like why don't you step in? You know what I mean? You had enough resources where you could have required joint custody. You could have, but he did it because he was too busy trying to build. So his son was lost in the sauce in the midst of him building. But the reality of it is, it was just as much his obligation and his responsibility that it was for hers, for the son to grow up down the right path.
I
He
agree.
didn't. And I
I,
feel like you can't be mad at her for failing him when you failed him too.
right.
Y'all
I
both failed.
agree. I agree. That's why I said earlier, why didn't you set him up a trust that he couldn't touch until a certain age after he met certain
Correct.
requirements? And if he didn't meet those requirements, he couldn't touch it until he did meet those requirements with a different stipulation on it, to where it would have taught him to value what he has and had him on a road to be successful, to where
Mm-hmm.
that money wouldn't be the sole thing that he was dependent on. But I mean, again,
Mm-hmm.
like I said earlier, when you talking about people who have not, 50 ain't grow up. Let's be honest. He's a hell of a businessman, but he ain't grow up. That man petty as hell.
Mm-hmm.
I, I don't have a petty baby daddy like him. Woo!
I don't know if I could have survived a petty baby daddy like him.
I don't either. I think I would have been curled up in a corner somewhere, or he would have been in 6 feet under somewhere.
I would have had on the orange jumpsuit.
See, that's why I said it would have been one or the other. Because
Yeah,
you would have either
because
drove me crazy, or you would have been drove in 6 feet deep.
or both.
Oh,
And I might have
that's
got away with it for insanity. So, he drove me crazy. I drove him 6 feet deep. Cause
that
yeah,
part.
baby. Like see, but to me, I wouldn't even argue with him because like you can't win that battle. Like there's like when he's that petty, sometimes you just gotta count your losses and walk away.
That
Like
part.
you got it. You got it.
That part. And then let me just tell you how petty you are. Because first you're going to come up on the Instagram live and you're going to show us your oxtails. Then you're going to come up here and get a bowl of your oxtails and sit here and eat them on another live. Y'all see this?
I I did not think about it. And they so good. Oh baby.
They look like they came
I did
out
not
so
think
good.
about it. I hadn't eaten. I had set my bowl to the side, and Greedy is standing here watching everything that I do, hoping I drop some. It's
Or
never
leave it on
happening.
the counter.
Or leave it on the counter. So yeah. And then I lost power, and when I was on live, I shorted something out, and I had to wake Keelan up and make him go outside and flick the switch because Maine ain't here. But I also want to touch bases because you said that the sisters are beefing. I just want to clear that
Yes.
up real quick, okay?
You're not
I'm
beefing.
not beefing with anybody. You can't beef with the truth.
That's true.
So I'm not beefing with anybody. Like I heard a lot of hostility. I feel like I was very calm. I was very demure. I was very pointing at the facts and reading the court docs based off of
Right.
what they said. I didn't add my own words. I read exactly word for word verbatim off of what came off of public record. So how could that be defamation? How could that be trying to character assassin? I asked the question. And at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out, as much as I be telling people to pull up, why would you let somebody talk you out of pulling up if you really want to pull up? Now that might be me. That right there might be my petty part. And I agree, you shouldn't get in it. You should stay out of it. But you should
I
be able
was
to laugh
telling the
about it too.
people so they don't start before they start, because I had already finished my segment, and you know how they get there. We all nosy, but they be Henny hit. No, 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 no,
What
no,
you
no.
think about that, Henny?
Right. I
But you
know.
know what's crazy is I heard today that me and May committed a crime. We robbed somebody together.
I
Funny,
heard that too.
extremely funny. Because
Are y'all
I
on the run
do
right
call that
now?
I post my own paperwork.
Hold on. So you on
I
the
post my
run?
own paperwork.
Are you a fugitive that is starving now? Because remember, she said that you don't eat. So that why you want to get right? Right? I'm sorry.
Is that why? Is that why I'm eating these $68 oxtails right now? Because y'all know
I'm just
oxtails is not in season right now, and they're expensive as hell.
that part.
And this is without EBT. And that's why I'm about to pour me a little drink with my broke ass. That's why I'm gonna go up here and pack my bag with my broke ass. I'm gonna go back to Atlanta with my broke ass. You know what I'm saying? You can't go from city to city when you own paper. But let me see. I'm so petty. I'll be asking Lord to forgive me, but I I thought I reposted I thought I posted the receipts and the charges. Didn't I post it already? Should I post it again
I
about me? Because
think
I
you
like
did.
there's nobody that could ever spill their tea, my tea. Bitch, I boil my own water and put my own bags in my shit and I pour it up. You'll never tell something on me before I tell it. I'm gonna tell it because I know you look to tell it.
See, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. You will jump ahead and you don't have a problem with getting on here and talking about what's going on.
Cause players fuck up.
What I'm gonna say is I'm just gonna keep Andre in prayer. That's what I'm gonna say. Just keep
Yeah.
him in prayer. And that's all any of y'all should do is keep him in prayer. Because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, going over there into her live and going in on her ain't gonna stop nothing. That's giving her the traction and attention that she wants. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But
Yeah, because I just helped her get a bag today, and hopefully that bag will go towards that damn lawyer. I helped her get. She hadn't had no content in a minute. I just gave her some content. Run the numbers up so she can pay the bond. Now, if she don't pay the bond with the numbers that I helped her run up today, or pay the lawyer with the numbers I helped her run up today, we'll be back next week. I'm back.
you making this
I'll be
so
back.
hard
I got
to
to get it
be.
all in.
You making it so hard for me to be on.
No. To be neutral, huh? I just no,
I'm
I need
trying.
you to stay neutral. Stay neutral.
No, I'm for
I
real. All
just
honesty, the reason I'm gonna stay neutral on this one is because you know my situation. I have a son, and I don't play about my son, and I don't. That's a family matter. That's not a content matter. Now, for you, it was a ringing of an alarm because of what was going on. You and Maine were ridiculed because of the fact that y'all were trying to help, and
mhm.
so that's your nephew. I'm praying that everything works out for him. And I
And
told you
then
that.
she turned around and said, as if this man ain't already in a violent crime situation, because the crimes are violent, right? It said him and John is gonna beat Maine's ass when they come. She said
Oh,
that.
I missed that part.
Uh-huh.
See, they didn't tell me that.
Yeah,
Why y'all
she
be
said it.
telling me half the story?
It's a plate in the sink.
No, with the food on it.
Oh, it's a little plate with the food on it.
Why you sound like man?
I don't know.
Baldy blocked me months ago.
That
I
is
asked
a
her that. Oh, because I
what? You
asked her.
asked her why she trying to do YouTube now all of a sudden? You wasn't hearing the power went out.
What power went out?
Couldn't turn on nothing, the ceiling fan, the porch light, no nothing. We was in the dark.
Why the power go out?
Because I plugged the air fryer in at the same place. Use this bowl, the same place I plugged the Instapot in. No, it wasn't smart, but is you smart? Is your daddy smart? So yeah, but her thing is like the proof is in the pudding. Like, why would you say that with your two kids is right now dealing with some like it's like how do you let me or anybody else make you so mad in the Instapot that you willing don't bother that. Don't bother that. That's for Debo.
Bro, what? I was gonna slap that on his rice.
Come here.
Oh my God.
You giving Debo some of his rice?
No.
You put butter on it?
Who's the
Yes.
kid?
But how do you
How-
let somebody upset you to the point where you would say some things that could possibly incriminate you? You bullied my son on social media today after you said you was gonna sue me for defamation.
You bully me?
Yeah, she said Andre and John was gonna beat your ass.
Cut the fuck out.
She did say that, and
There's the food in here.
get the yeah, that is a
Lord
part of
have
bullying. Is that not
mercy.
bullying? Huh?
I said, Lord have mercy. Is that Maine or
She
is
did.
that
That's
Kitty?
Maine.
Oh, okay. I said, why he sound like Maine? You said, I don't know.
Uh, Yeah, that's man.
What up, Henny?
Hey, man.
Where's the juice on
Well,
the price?
You don't see all that juice that the oxtails is floating in.
It's grease.
What
hey,
then? Don't
Sean.
eat it.
Well, we about to end this one because right now I realize I'm going up against Krishan. She is on kick right now.
You know
So,
what? I seen when I got ready to log in here, a couple of people, other content creators, was live, and they're all streaming it from their live instead of streaming it
mhm,
from her kick.
instead of letting her get it on her kick.
Yeah. Hmm.
You know, I'm gonna go tap in and see what's the goings on. But
All right, darling. And I
all
think I'm
right,
about to. Man, did you bring my package home? All right. I think I'm about to turn this TV on and catch up on my show. I've been watching a new show.
Why I'm getting my ass whooped? I ain't even said nothing.
uh,
I don't
I,
know.
What are you mad at me again? Somebody
we
talk to my baby mama. I know you lying.
She said she talked to your baby mamas.
It
And
ain't
she,
no lie.
nope, and she also said she also I gotta pull it up. I got the receipts what she told your baby mama. She said your baby mom. She said your baby mama's told her that the reason why I don't get to see my kids and all this other stuff. And then she also said that your one baby mama, um, we robbed her and went to jail.
I robbed her.
We robbed her. That's why I went to jail because we robbed her.
Robbed her for what?
All
How you just make up some shit and just? Oh my god.
right, y'all, we gone. I'm finna
see. I was being good.
yeah, we was on YouTube.
I was on the phone.
No, we was on YouTube.
What the hell?
Man, come here talking about he thought we was on the phone. We must be on the phone. He said, I
We
thought
be
y'all
on
was
the
on the
phone a lot.
phone.
We do.
Too much. Where's my bag? All right, y'all. I gotta go because man is about to aggravate me. I'm about to kick him in the back of his shins and make his knees buckle.
Okay.
But
See you later.
I'll holler at y'all later.
All right.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Man, what
All right, y'all. Listen. This has been a very good late night at the bar. Yeah, Kristen, apparently they robbing folks now. That's why I said they on the run eating, but they starving. So I don't know. So I'm just gonna mind my business. I'm being good. So don't ask me nothing. I'm being good. Okay. But y'all have a great night. I'm going over to Kick to go watch what's going on. And I will see y'all in the next video. Rest and rest well. Love is always love, y'all. Peace, everybody.